Hey guys, Bruce here. Hope you're doing great. I'm going to do a couple of rants about a couple things real quick and then move on, just show you a few fun things in my going on in my fish room. Anybody happens to be in the Elkhart, Indiana area, come on out to Northside Aquatics in Elkhart. Northside is it's a fun place. Go in and have a cup of coffee, bottle of water, what have you, and talk to the guys about whatever you need, new, used tanks, all kinds of equipment, fish, whatever, salt, fresh, it's all there. Hey, one of the things that I want to rant about really quickly is the size of your fish tank. Don't feel pressured to get a huge fish tank, folks. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to get a big fish tank and you're not going to be able to keep it clean. You're not going to be able to take care of the fish in it. You're not going to be able to afford fish food for whatever monster fish you're getting, and you're going to be unhappy and you're going to get out of the hobby. That pressure sometimes from people to get the biggest, fanciest tank you can is really intense, and it's all over YouTube and it drives you nuts. Get yourself a nice tank, nice size. Let me tell you what, look at all the videos on YouTube showing aquascaping on nano tanks and things. You can do beautiful things with very small tanks. So it's just important to me that you do that. I want you to be happy with your tank and not find it to be a pain in the butt and then you get out of the hobby. It doesn't do any of us any good. Next thing I want to do is talk about is water changes versus simply adding water. I've had a lot of people lately telling me, oh, I just add water when it gets low from evaporation. Folks, if you're doing this, you're getting by on luck, and I don't care what anybody says, you're stunting the growth of your fish. They may be living and they may seem healthy, but let me tell you what, Randy at Northside Aquatics has a great saying, and that is if you poop in the toilet and you don't put any water in there, you don't flush it, and you just let the water evaporate, later on you go and you add some more water to it, well, the poop's still in there, folks. It's kind of a gross thing to talk about, but the bottom line is that's the truth. So you've got to do those water changes to get that those nasty things out of there. So don't listen to people who tell you don't need to do it. It's just not the case. That's that. So I want to show you a few things, and I thank you very much for your time today. We'll talk to you guys soon. All right, guys. Thought this was hilarious. Look at this 4 koi cats laying down under a piece of slate, laying on top of a piece, under a piece. Just enjoying it. I thought it was hilarious. Oh, look at this too. These are a mutt guppy, and look at the flag tail on this thing. Absolutely a gorgeous flag tail. It's just started to develop in some of these guppies that I have. No idea why, but it's really beautiful. Alright guys, here's a great guppy fight. If you haven't seen guppies being territorial, here you go. 2 males who apparently feel that the probably 50 females that are in this tank is enough for them, so they're going to fight about it. But yep, even little guppies get territorial, so something you got to keep your eye out for. Alright guys, check this guy out. Iridescent purple guppy, again with that flag tail, but look at the color on this guy. No idea why. Totally a mutt guppy, but just got a great beautiful blue sheen to him. I'm hoping that it comes out in other ones. Alright guys, I don't do salt water, but this is a nudibranch. Named that because it's has what they call naked gills. In other words, the gills there are on the outside of the body of this thing. They come in a ton of colors. Saw this one at the saltwater tanks at Northside Aquatics in Elkhart. Just wanted to share it. If you have time to do some studying on these things, they're really absolutely amazing. The cars are still doing good. Still have a pair that look like they're close to breeding. But I wanted to point out, these guys are really messy, so try to keep some other fish in there with them if you can, because boy, I tell you what, these guys leave a lot of food and waste on the bottom of your tank. So Just keep that in mind if you have them. Just a quick look at some of my plecos doing good. My L201s growing steadily. L264s, this is the only one that came out for a little showing off. Again, growing up nicely. My L333s, these are really the most promising of all of my newer species that I bought. Doing just great, gorgeous, growing real fast. Half a dozen of them in here, and I'm hoping for too terribly long to see some breeding out of them. Look at one of my Farlowello cats. There's 3 of them in this. I've never gotten any spawning out of them yet, but they're still fascinating, so I just hold on to them. They're in the same tank with the L333s. Just absolutely gorgeous. Love them. Take a look at this little guy here. This is a baby false Julii Cory catfish. Look at how tiny that guy is. Those are little pea gravel pieces in the sand there, so you can see how small this guy is. Really cute. Here's a little bit bigger brother of his out for a stroll. These are, I have breeding in 2 different tanks, and they're spawning like crazy. And it's real funny because they're so small when they're born you can't even see them to keep track of how many you have. Here's a couple that are slightly larger, obviously in with my L134 plecos, and they're, again, real good tank mates with plecos. They don't bother each other. Just make sure your plecos have plenty to eat. Speaking of eating, here we have a Cory cat making quick spaghetti out of some bloodworms, one of their favorite foods. And as you can see, everything's doing good. Actually looking at buying some new plecos and some new varieties of Cory cats because I'm really enjoying breeding them. And I will definitely bring you some video when I have it, hopefully with a new, better camera so I can get some better angles for you. And you guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, and take care.
And everyone, remember, support your local fish stores.